Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to talk about the Legendary Sovereign. Now, I'm sure you guys can hear some music in the background. That is because I have Master Duel open, and I'm going to talk about that. So let's go ahead and talk about that first. So, what I want to do with this channel. One, obviously, Star Trek Online stuff, because I like Star Trek Online. Well, I love Star Trek. I always enjoyed Star Trek. And I want to continue to provide some good videos for you guys to watch when it comes to Star Trek, like talking about ships like I have been doing. But I also, as you guys have seen, I want to upload some Yu-Gi-Oh content as well, because I also enjoy that too. Those are my two main games right now. But so that's what my plan is when it comes to my channel. Doing some Star Trek content, doing some Yu-Gi-Oh content, and even maybe the occasional other games. Like I do plan on doing that Star Trek Fleet Command game. I'm doing stuff with that as well. And there's another game that I have uploaded before that I plan on uploading content with that one as well. So I'm gonna have more of a variety of stuff that y'all will be able to watch. Which I do have one video that I do need to edit for that other mystery game that I'm talking about. Well, it's not really a mystery; it's Freelancer. Have a event that happened where I was participating in. There was a big fleet battle and it was super fun. But yeah, anyway, onward to Star Trek Online. So today I'm going to be talking about the Legendary Sovereign, which, as you can see, is right here. I'm currently doing a phaser fire at will build with a Maelstrom torpedo because I just added that last night just to play with it because I've never really used them. In fact, I have two of them that are epic. But I want to definitely talk about the Legendary Sovereign because one, the Sovereign is one of my all-time favorite Federation vessels. Only time we ever really saw the ship in action is during the movies. Hence, you know why I got Paramount Plus so I can watch Nemesis, because I was doing that. I did that Scimitar video, and the Scimitar is just absolutely amazing. So is the Legendary Sovereign, and I just love the way that this ship flies. It's Miracle Worker primary, pilot secondary. Of course, I don't have an X-Tude, so I am kind of hurting when it comes to it. With the bridge officer seating, you have actually quite a bit of variety with what you can do with it. I only just recently added another tactical bridge officer just because of have a build I'm currently doing. I'm not doing the build I'm currently doing with Torp Spread and Entwined Tactical Matrices. This would be a science with, of course, Photonic Officer 1, and then maybe Evade Target Lock 1 or Tractor Beam to proc Uncon, along with Temporal Tunneling. Evade Target Lock for the science ability would just be proccing Uncon. But I wanted to talk about this ship too because, one, you do see people flying it, which makes me super happy, but you don't see people doing like really high numbers with it. I have a Polaron build on this ship and I have a phaser build on this ship, and one thing I can say is that this ship is very, very, very good. The only thing about this ship that I find to be incorrect is it's called an assault cruiser, but yet none of its masteries like increase your damage at all. There's no critical chance or critical severity like you would think an assault cruiser would have. But even with that being said, is it really hurting it? Not really. No. This ship handles very well. I love the way that it flies. I love the way that it looks. You can kit bash it like crazy. I actually have quite a few kit bashes I like to do. For example, the original T6 Intel Assault Cruiser, I love its hull with the deflector on it. That deflector, I think, looks fantastic. The only thing about that ship that I don't like is just the hulls. They look a little weird. But with this current setup, what I'm currently doing is a beam fire at will, torp, spread, entwined tactical matrices build. I thought I'd play with that trait again because I haven't played with that trait in ever. Currently, I might actually switch one of these out, maybe the engineering one for this guy, since I'm doing that. Oh, I can only equip one of that category. So which one? This one? It is that one. Okay, so yeah, I'll get rid of Guck. A Guck is a chance doing outgoing damage applied as healing tactical ability. So anytime you activate a tactical ability, this proc, it's not as good as this guy because his healing is a lot stronger than this guy's healing. But the reason why I'm adding that duty officer is because, well, I mean, I'm using Fire at Will 2, as you guys can see right here. Being Fire at Will 2. That duty officer has a chance to change that 2 into a 3. That's why I'm doing that, because I'm running Torp Spread 3. In terms of the DPS that this ship can do, the ship can do pretty good DPS. I actually did a Hive run last night. And no, it's not this one. Can't remember which one that it was, but I was at like 700 and something thousand, if I remember correctly. Of course, this is on my main character. If I was on my other character that I'm doing my, testing on, it would be around anywhere between 3 to 500k. I haven't really gotten the chance to really test where that character's DPS is because he is literally made of paper and I need a tank, which I do have a few friends who can tank for me. No nannies, because I want to know what my DPS is, and my DPS I can't really know until I actually do it myself, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and do a Hive run for you real quick. I got the real-time parser live right here, so you guys can see it. So once the queue pops, I will definitely show you guys how this ship handles in the TFO. I honestly think that this is one of the better versions of a ship like this. Because the Constitution 3, which I did make a video on, I absolutely love the Constitution 3. I literally was flying it for like a week straight. This ship, I think, performs a little bit better than the Constitution 3, which is a little bit of a shame. But, it is what it is. The thing that's holding me back the most, as y'all know, is not X2ing my ships. But that's just because, I don't got the resources for that. But, of course, in due time. So let's go ahead and wait for Hive Elite to pop, and then once it pops, y'all will be able to see how I perform when it comes to the Legendary Assault Cruiser. Please stand by. Oh wait, actually no, wait. Let me continue to talk about this ship, because there's only one way to get this ship currently, unfortunately, and that's with the 10th anniversary bundle, which there's a lot of people that do want it, but they don't put it on the store all the time, which is a shame because it is by far one of, if not the greatest bundle that's in Star Trek Online. I was fortunate enough to get it on day one, so I have all the, all those. I got most of the legendary ships. There's only like 2 that I'm missing, but I managed to get like all of them, like the legendary Galaxy, the legendary Odyssey, which I've said many times that I love the way that it looks. Yeah, there's a lot with that bundle that's just really good. And as we all know, legendary ships are unique because they come with a new trait that's unique to them alone. So when it comes to my current setup, let me go ahead and explain it some more. So it's a Beam, Fire at Will, Torp Spread, and Twine Tactical Matrices build. The traits that I am currently running, besides Entwined Tactical Matrices, is the legendary trait off of the Nebula, which is Particle Fluctuation Analysis. For those that don't know what this trait does, anytime you activate a Universal Console, which, I mean, I'm kind of running a lot, this will proc, and it stacks up to 10 times, so total will be 10% critical chance, along with critical healing, 50% critical severity, along with severity healing, and then plus 10 current to all max auxiliary power. So that's actually really huge because that goes very well with a certain console fleet power network. So this is my current setup with it. I am running supercharged weapons because torps. If you're running a torp on a Beam, Fire at Will build, not running this trait is actually a really good idea because you're getting 30% plus all damage, and you're gaining 1.5% times 3 critical chance and then 6.6% times 3 critical severity. And if your torpedoes are firing fast enough, the 3 stack stays like during the entire fight. which is fantastic. I actually have a Kelvin timeline build where I'm running the legendary Kelvin Connie with the Kelvin Torp and Kelvin phasers. Just loads of fun because that thing is like a machine gun, the Kelvin Torp. So when it comes to my weapon setup, I'm running the Disco Reputation Dual Beam. There's one, it's a wide arc, which is awesome. If you have access, if you're doing a phaser build, disruptor build, running the wide arc variant of the Disco Rep Beam is definitely highly recommended because one, if your reputation at tier 6, you gain a bonus of 2% damage. Just overall. I am running 2 basic phasers with critical damage times 3, critical damage / damage, and pen, because, well, if I'm gonna be doing this era, I gotta be doing it correctly. I am running the Terran Reputation Beam as well for additional 2% bonus all damage, but also because its proc adds a withering radiation DOT on things that you hit. It's only a 2.5% chance, but every little bit helps. My aft weapons are going to be a standard phaser omnidirectional. I don't have pen on this one because I've never been that lucky. The Pavin Proton Beam, which unfortunately this might be getting nerfed soon, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Kinetic Cutting Beam for, of course, another 2% bonus all damage. And then, of course, my Maelstrom Torpedo. For my drivetrain, my deflector is a Carnival deflector, like I run with all my builds. Competitive engines, like I've been running with all my builds again as of late. There are quite a few engines that I would recommend running. This is, of course, one of them. The Tholian Warp Core, which is an event warp core. If you participate in the event, then you got it for free, but if you don't have it from the event, then you have to get it through Mud's Market, unfortunately. Of course, it wants to take forever to load, and it is, if I remember correctly... No, not that one. I know it's like crystal something, the icon is... It's somewhere. I keep going here to look, and it's there, and then I go on it again, and like I don't see it, but it's on here somewhere. It's a really, really good drivetrain, especially if you like Tetrion. Like that, this is your best option. But this is like the best warp core in the game in terms of DPS. And then I'm running the Khmer Alliance shields, which I still have yet to epic. Reason why I'm running that is because they do a reflect anti-proton, and it's not just like it procs once and then, you know, you have to wait for a long period of time, just like with the Bajoran shield. So this thing is going off constantly. So this is a really good shield to have in terms of chasing DPS. But a lot of times whenever I am running this type of build, I'm running the competitive 2-piece primarily because I've always liked the 2-piece bonus. Gain hull capacity, gain control expertise, which buffs a personal trait, and then you gain starship weapon specialization, which of course is weapons. When it comes to the hull capacity and the control expertise, there are 2 traits that are getting buffed from it. One of them being, if I can even remember this one, Fragment of AI Tech. The more control you have, the more energy weapon damage you do. And then Tyler's Duality. The more hull you have, the more critical chance you have. So that 2-piece is very, very, very good. When it comes to standard consoles, DPRM, of course, that comes off of a lockbox ship. There was a Mud's Market bundle for it, and that is like the one Mud's Market bundle that I really wish that I acquired because this console is so important. It's probably the best console in the game. I love this thing. It's a, oh crap, I'm gonna die button, but you're also boosting your damage. It's good. Oh, here we go, sweet. Custom Power Matrix, which comes from an event ship. The Subspace Fracture Tunneling Field, which also comes from the event ship. This is a Zen store. This, the warp and the console that I just hovered over comes off of the legendary Mogai or Valdor. You can also get it just by spending the lithium by getting the, I think, tier 4 version of it. Next trait is, of course, another lockbox console inhibiting Phase Lance. This is a fantastic console to be using, especially when you are running the legendary Nebula trait. I'm running this for extra power transfer rate and minus weapon cost, which is actually super huge. This is from an event ship, the previous winter event ship, Eye of Grethor. The reason why I'm running it is because of the cooldown reduction for universal consoles. That's also why I'm running this one, because whenever you activate this one, universal console reduction. Dynamo, which I run on practically every fire at will build or any energy build just in general. Go ahead and I'll talk about more once we get into it. Alright, let's get going. And I forgot to turn on my parse, so there's that at least. Oh boy, what a rough start already. Alright, so I'm going to activate DPRM now, just because I am starting to get hurt a little bit. And the Maelstrom Torps are really, really, really strong. As you guys can, some of you might recognize this ability. This comes from another event ship. It's a really old console. I'm about to die. I'm dead. Which is this one right here. It comes from the Krenim Science Vessel event ship from forever ago. I was lucky enough to do it. This console, because I mean, that's like my new favorite console. It's a really good combination running with the shield. This one, because it, you know, gives you damage resistance rating as your health decreases. So it's like adding both those together, you're kind of hitting a lot in terms of survivability. Another console that I just enjoy running is the Voth Power Subcore, just because it's super fun. Like, it's not helping me really, like, at all. But I just... Oh, died again. But the reason why I like running is just because it looks cool. And then the last console is, of course, Beam Overload at Will console, which this console and this console both come from Lockbox ships. They're both an Excelsior variant. If I wasn't dying all the time, my DPS would be a little bit higher. As you saw, I was hitting like 1.4 mil at one point. This is why having a tank is very, very important. Even though I have a lot of stuff that's helped keeping me alive, I'm still hurting because these spheres do not play. Let's go ahead and see if we can kill some of these spheres. We only just recently started using the Maelstrom Torp. A lot of people were talking about how good it is. I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm not denying that it's bad. I just, you know, I myself never used it because I was just primarily doing pure beam builds. So we got to activate DPRM again. I like to activate Brace for Impact at the same time because DPRM does boost healing. So yeah, you definitely want to take these TFOs not super fast. Like, you don't want to go rushing in the middle of the fleet, especially if you're just doing DPS, because you'll just get deleted like I did. I am on the flank. So I always run Intel as my primary and then Strategist as my secondary, primarily because, one, the Strategist one, as it comes with ability that's really good. You lose aggro, and it helps with just your general DPS, and the Intel gives you the ability to flank. Alright, now that we're in a good spot, my DPS is still good, so despite the fact that I've been dead since I've been dead and out of combat for probably about like a minute, close to, my DPS is still looking good. As you can, if you see that, that's the reflection from the shields. So it's really, like, these shields are really, really good when it comes to just doing that. But I prefer set bonuses over that, but that's just me. I'm sitting here on the flank of the Unimatrix now. In almost 500k, I'm actually okay with, to be honest. If I'm at 500k, fantastic. If I'm close to 500k, I'm also happy with that too. I do not want to activate this now, but I have no choice because feedback pulse hurts. I want to save that for the queen. There are definitely other consoles that I could use instead of the target him. And I'm dead. Do we have sign? We don't. Oh, yep, there it is. Feedback pulse, man. The bane of all DPSers' existence. Let's go ahead and get back into the fight. Now I'm going to bring out the new event item that's super strong. Activate DPRM now just because. And there we go. I died a bunch, still ended with 488k, which I am still happy with. Let's go ahead and look at the spikes, because I'm sure the spikes were pretty good on my end. Let's see. My max one hit was over 800k, which is fantastic. And let's go ahead and warp back out. DPS chart. As you can see, I almost hit 1.5 mil, but then I died. But as you can see, my DPS was steady throughout the... Once I was not dying all the time, my DPS was steady, even in this ship, which is fantastic. And my spikes were consistently really high. So, this ship is fantastic. It's fun to fly. One, it looks good, and it's classic at this point. I love this ship. This ship's great. I literally cannot say anything bad about the Legendary Sovereign, and since I did the Scimitar video, I had to do, you know, the Enterprise E, which, as you guys can see, exit prize, because, you know, lols, and I have a different, you know, 1702 instead of 1701-E. But no, this is a great ship. I love this ship. I love flying it. It's one ship that I always seem to come back to just because I just love the way that it looks. I love TNG era and TNG movie era. Sovereign was a great addition to the Federation ship line. It was their, you know, there was their ship that they needed to get the job done in combat, for sure. Anyway, y'all, this is another video from me, your host, Mr. Irrelevant. Thank you so much for participating, and stay tuned for other content outside of Star Trek Online if you are totally into that. If you're only here for Star Trek Online, then that's totally okay. But there will be a variety of stuff. Few other sci-fi games, another Star Trek game, Freelancer. I have a video I need to edit and add some music or something to it, because for some reason it recorded with literally zero audio, which is probably a good thing. Because people were... Oh boy, people were not using the kindness of language. And as y'all know, I'm trying to not swear. I want to be, you know, I want to spread joy. And I don't think swearing is the answer. But anyway, y'all, I am gonna hop off today. Thank you so much for watching for the Legendary Sovereign. Stay tuned for other content with Star Trek Online, Freelancer, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and others. And let's see if we can get this channel to grow, because I want to, you know, be, you know, fun. Anyway, you guys have a good... Oh gosh, excuse me. You guys have a good day. It's noon for me, so, you know, have a good afternoon. And God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video.